Oh, that's cool. I like that. It's a What's up, boys? It's Sunday. Sunday is Siege Day. Ooh, Siege Day. Let's see. With Vigil, wish Vigil a happy birthday. So you gotta destroy 20. Bending. Oh, see, I don't have his. That's gay. Let's see if I remember how to play this game. I think the boys are on, but the boys aren't allowed on. They're bad. They are bad. Here we go. That transition was quick. Oh, they're banning guys. No bans. No ban. No bans. Wonder what this guy does. What's this guy do? Hazarding. Oh, that's pretty freaking cool. This guy's persistent. No bans. That guy. I don't like the shield. I think it's stupid. Hola. Habla español. Uy. Habla español.
Callie's utility cannot be overstated, especially with regards to the disruption she brings to the field.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Okay, if I remember, this place is kind of perfect for it. The walls are kind of stupid, but... Got it.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Oh, they found him. Upstairs.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
your backs.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Ooh, I got a good team.
Jesus Christ. I gotta get a better mouse pad. On the catwalk. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, a quick guide, a quick guide. Oh shit, I don't know who this is.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I feel like it's gonna be on the first floor.
Bomb located by attackers.
See? I was wrong.
Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
I don't know what Vigil does, but bad face Vigil. Why would you go in there to begin with?
A bomb has been located.
Now or never.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
What the hell killed me?
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Did he kill me with a shotgun? Wow. Holy crap. Surprised no one's the shield guy.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Right upstairs again.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Stupid game. Just when I think I got the gist of it.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
I don't know what this guy... Something's funny to this guy. Ashley is dead.
Ballistic shield deployed. Setting charge. Charge ready.
Wow. What does that guy have? Holy shit. There's some funky connection. Yeah. That high ping life, bro. What'd he do?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Magnet activated.
War reinforced!
Wall done!
Barricade set!
Reload!
Wall secured!
10 seconds remaining.
Deployed.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
fuck do they know I'm there? Jesus. Get out of that room in A, they're gonna be cluster bombing you. They got a, the guy has the cluster grenades on the wall.
Attackers have located a bomb.
That armory staircase, you got two. Guy on the stairs.
Enabling other operators to do their jobs in no
Wow.
way detracts from Kelly's ability to dominate the field.
Okay, I'll replace some newcomer just in case. What's Sigma 9? Oh, that's a operator class. Ah, well, that's pretty cool, actually. Damn, he's pretty good. That's a good,
I have one more cluster charge. I'm just gonna take my chances.
go for it. All or nothing.
Wait.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Something happens. Black screen. What happened? Uh-oh. Did the game crash? The game crashed. VRP. Give me 1 second. That was weird. Ba ba da ba ba. Come on. What happened, Rainbow? What happened, Steam? Steam had a stroke. think it's having a stroke. You're having a stroke, Steam? Okay, here we go. We're back, boys. Okay, here we go. No hard guy, so.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Your drone has found a bomb.
Got a new mouse. This thing is fucking a little wonky for me. Barricaded yet.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Okay. Go back and harass them.
Device ready.
Tossing a frag.
This game feels super laggy.
All set to go. In position.
One op 4 remaining.
My bad, dude. You're good. That was me.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Like a bot, the way he moved.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Oh, there we go.
Drone has located a bomb.
Office space.
Seconds to insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Swapping mags. Drone activated.
Fucker.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Operator down. Cover me.
Bomb has been located.
Pick it up. It's upstairs, guys. That was a bad move on me there.
The diffuser has been recovered. One friendly operator remaining.
how do you go to players? Ah, there you go, view player. Why would you want to play with a sniper inside? There are a couple traps out there, be careful.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Wow, he didn't even shoot him. He didn't have that much health to begin with. That was dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb.
Protect the bombs.
Ooh, we got a good space.
Relax here and let Yokai do the rest.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Jammer activated.
Yokai can handle this.
Ready.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds. Bomb located by Op 4.
Electroclaw is on.
Deploying a laser wire.
Initiating jammer.
Someone go by the cave just in case.
Deploying laser wire.
They're coming in through the tunnel, guys. Cop car. Garage entrance.
I found one. Basement.
They're gonna be coming in from the elevators. Metal detectors. He's got a shield.
Op 4 found a bomb. You must defend it.
Wow.
on B.
What the hell? You got a shield coming in, guys. 2. Mark 'em. And on B, you're gonna have the chick with the sniper. She's in the cave right behind the desk. They're coming up front. Up front.
1 Op 4 remaining.
Good job.
1 friendly operator remaining.
It's on you, man.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to go.
That's all good. We
The
won.
time limit has been reached.
I guess I'll do Castle. I mean, he was pretty good. I decided to get the up on him. Oh, I haven't
Protect the
streamed all
bombs.
week.
Well secure!
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised. Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds and counting. Bomb located by Op 4.
Claw is on.
Get out of there, don't stay in there.
sniper.
Reloading.
One friendly remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized. We need to locate a bomb.
Okay.
Drone has located a bomb. Be advised, your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds before insertion. 5 seconds. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Get those cameras, boys.
Must recover the diffuser.
Reloading! Reload!
Oh. Wow. I thought that was a dead bomb. I thought that was a fucking bang. On the bomb, you got a guy out there. Be careful. This Doc. He's on the elevators. He's got a P90, so he's gonna be quick.
Reloading! Cover me!
Friendly, last operator standing.
Fucking A, these people suck.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Yeah, P90. Jesus, nothing? Oh. You can still play this too. Sweet. I gotta look at the board and see exactly where the fuck some of these cameras are at and shit. I contributed 14. Yeah, my 14 did something. Okay. Stupid dog. They bark at everything.
Hey, anybody got a mic?
Yep.
No.
I know.
How many of y'all have played this game like decent amount and no call-outs?
I've been playing it for a while, so I'm getting used to it.
Cool.
Well, I've been playing this mode the most, so I know these maps kind of good.
Yeah. I'm pretty good. I was pretty decent on console before I switched over to PC, so I'm just trying to get into it.
Oh, you're a console player.
I was a console player. Let's get that correct. I was a console player. I was an Xbox.
Oh, he's a filthy console player. Ugh. Nah, it's all good, dude. Just giving you shit.
So I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna spawn peek these guys. If this game will load in.
At least it's decent ping. Last game I was in was some guy had like 250 ping.
Yeah, but like, holy cow, I mean, no one's, like, everyone loaded in, it was just waiting for the servers.
Yeah.
Secure the bombs.
We got a decent spot.
ADS deployed and ready to go.
Jammer ready.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
Take their BTS
5 seconds to insertion.
I can, yeah.
My artillery is on.
Op 4 has located a
Kind of like
bomb.
breaking
Get
up,
ready
almost
to
like your mic
engage.
is too far away from you, but yeah.
Jammer initiated.
Claw is on.
So the spawn peek I did didn't really work. I think I missed all of my shots.
I'm checking cams. Front lobby. You got skylight scareway, it's second floor.
Tango located.
Right in front of the 3 windows by bomb site B. He's coming in, going through the elevators.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Friendly, last operator standing.
Oh shit, I thought you killed him. Okay, he's in the conference room. Well, I fucking
Op
just...
4 has deployed a diffuser. You need to destroy it.
You're gonna need to move forward down that hallway. Just be careful, please. Continue to move forward. There's no one's coming behind you.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure. Protect the bombs. Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly. Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Barrier up! Cover me! Reloading!
Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds.
Why reinforcements in place?
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Artillery is on.
Reloading! Cover me! Loading mag!
Main lobby. Back stairs coming up. It looks like they're all just in the lobby.
Surveying for hostiles.
Swapping mag!
The hell killed me? Oh, he got me. I don't know, these fucking maps, kind of aggravating.
Friendly, last operator standing. Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
Ugh. Okay, one more fucking
pulled
time.
together and went.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Your drone has found a bomb. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Loading new mag.
You have dropped the diffuser. The diffuser has been recovered.
Don't be poisoned. Follow me. We have this. Tossing flashbang.
Airjack deployed! Reporting to my access. Sweeping perimeter. Please charge deployed.
4 last stop standing.
Aircraft at
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
GG. I got 2 deaths. Ugh, okay, come on.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Upstairs.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
5 seconds before insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
RED active. Sweeping perimeter. Scanning for electronic devices. Spotted.
My friend would say, a really big fucking hole. Testing traces thermal touch. See you on the other side.
Charge. Right. Make room.
Activating drone.
Good drop the diffuser. Down to 1 friendly. We have been eliminated.
Should fucking check my thing. Wow. Come on, man. Ugh.
Hostiles regrouping. Secure the area. Keep the hostage safe. Hostiles approaching. Three enemies left. The threat has been eliminated. Hostiles regrouping. Secure the hostage. Hostile insertion. Prepare to engage.
Loading new magazine!
Hostiles eliminated. Reinforce the area. Hostiles regrouping. Hostile insertion. Keep the hostage safe. Three hostiles remaining. Hostiles neutralized. Hostiles regrouping. Secure the hostage.
Door barricaded!
Hostile insertion. Prepare to engage.
Benz. The Benz. Yes, the Benz. Just a bar. A little bar. I don't like it. College games. Now. Let's do a couple more of those. Loosen up a bit, cause I can't fucking shoot for shit. I wonder what the jack is. Is this the fucking smoke one? I think this is a smoke one. Le Rook. Le Rook.
A bomb must be located and defused.
Gentlemen, we've got work to do.
Stay focused, lads.
Located a bomb. Move to its location and plant the diffuser. Diffuser planted, protected from enemy action.
Okay, got it.
"45 seconds. Seconds remaining in bomb defusal cycle. Hostiles have found the diffuser.
Guy right on me.
15 seconds to go.
I hate this level.
5 seconds left until the bomb is defused.
Oh shit.
Bomb has been defused. Put another bomb and defuse it. Move to bomb location. We have been eliminated.
float one's the best one, I think.
Let's go to... No, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to the... I guess I wanted to go there. Where is it gonna take me? Here we go, maps. Holy crap, I didn't even know about this one. Oh, that's cool.
Villa and the yacht. The yacht must be really like shitty. Super CQB. Oh, that's a big breakable wall. Ah.
go. This party's getting started.
Yo, I heard you guys wanted to play Sea of Thieves.
What?
You came at the wrong time. This guy's all into this game now.
Watch out.
We're playing Sea of Space. Space of Thieves.
The element, the elite game.
Yeah.
I'll probably get that tomorrow or.
Get it on Hubble though. I paid like $18 for both of them. It's on super sale, like 70 or 80% off.
Damn. Okay. I get
You've located
paid
a bomb.
tomorrow, so
Make your way to
I have
its
some extra
location and
cash.
defuse it.
It's a good game. Not for everyone. It's pretty hardcore sim, but it's rewarding.
Wow.
Op 4 eliminated all.
I honestly didn't even think this guy would like it, but he seems to be enjoying it.
Why would you just stand on the
John on earlier?
John on earlier?
I don't know. I just popped in like maybe 30 minutes ago. Let's see, yeah. But I'll be back. I'm gonna check on my chicken wings BRB.
Why do you be the recruit? What's the recruit do?
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Yeah, we got a good spot at least.
Yo, it says that you're talking, but I can't hear
I got my mic set up because I've been giving lip to them hoes on the other end.
you. Okay, though.
ADS deployed.
Door secured!
Wall reinforcement in place!
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
Barricade up!
10 seconds left.
ADS up and running.
5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Lock and loaded.
Walls reinforced!
Did he hit me?
Barricading door!
Give it up. What's that auto?
Come on, cadet.
Where's he at? Upstairs?
They're doing the draw. Knife him, knife. Bitch.
Bitch.
One friendly operator remaining.
Alright, what do you do?
Oh god.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
up where you left off.
Oh, okay. Just quit to desktop, the whole thing? Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
So I want you to take a look at this link. And you're gonna see all the colors that you can choose from. You might want to, where it says spoiler, you can click to expand and it shows more of screenshots of it. Pick something that's not gonna affect the portraits, like the people portraits, because some of the
It's early.
because the portraits are tied into like the, I guess the RGB of the rest of the overlay. It'll change the colors of the portraits pretty dramatically, and they look like shit.
I believe they are playing.
Looking at like some of the yeah, I was looking at some of these just fucking hurt my eyes. Some of them.
They're playing Elite
One of the more dull
Dangerous or something like that.
I just went for the white blue. That's like my favorite one, and it doesn't affect the portraits.
Yeah, the red ones fucking hurt my eyes, dude. I think I'm gonna go for oh, I like that one. I like the purple and green one.
Purple and green. I think Adonis has that one too. All right. You'll click on it.
Actually, I'm gonna skip that one.
I think the purple and white would be easier on your eyes.
The white's bright.
Huh.
I like that. The one,
Come on.
the purple one's pretty like deep purple.
Purple and pink.
Actually, I like the one above it too.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Oh. Let's do.
I'm gonna do some
Dude, those red ones are fucking overkill. Dude, it's so hard to look at.
If you're into like the whole Sith look, I guess.
That's more than Sith, that's like
Staten.
so red. Let's go with
Protect the bombs.
Okay.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
Setting the welcome mat.
Time to armor up.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Camera initiated.
it.
10 seconds to insertion.
As a
5 5 seconds left.
Darker.
Deploying weapon.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Initiating jammer.
Yeah.
So don't just.
Heading up.
Hold up.
I'm dead.
Hey, there, I was like, where the fuck?
Search.
Administering aid.
Yeah. Data percent. Friend.
I don't see anything.
Through. Tier div.
Can someone pick me up?
Give me a second, dude.
Okay.
Here. Open with nope.
This is
No, it's different. That's not it. Just.
He's right there. He's right on the other side of that wall.
Friendly, last operator standing. Op 4 is defusing a bomb. You need to disable their diffuser.
That's how it is.
what is
Where they at?
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Oh.
This game.
What the fuck did they do with the file?
Low key trash. Wow. He's low key trash.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Because there's
drone has found a bomb.
Not just one.
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
This
10 seconds to go.
data first.
5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Let's pop in through that window and shoot him in there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Bomb has been located.
He looks clear.
I got lost.
Yeah, but you can. The kitchen has a window. You can just shoot him in there.
You can go.
Nah. Drone ready. 50. Crap.
I don't see the.
Cluster charge deployed.
I clicked back.
Era did I have?
Oh, hey.
Ready?
I hear something.
I'm good.
There's two of them. Like, what's it?
Yeah, for tomorrow. I gotta go to work. Well, it's not too bad though.
Placing cluster charge. Blowing cluster charge.
Pad.
Where?
Must recover the diffuser. Down to one friendly. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
You was a blue with the lighter.
Right above.
I don't know where the camera is.
I got
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, give me a second. Don't post that. Paste that. Okay. So. If you click on this link, does it bring it up for you? Like an
I don't know if I want to play anymore.
No, I should be blank.
Give me 1 second, guys. I will be right back. BRB. I don't know.
Okay, fuck it. Just do the Discord. Copy that code. And then that notepad you opened up, or that file you opened up with notepad, just paste it in there.
I don't delete anything.
Yeah, just
replace it.
yeah, just completely replace everything. That's
Okay. Save it.
file
and
save.
Close it.
Close it. Then just go back. You're gonna go to settings. Now.
The same folder.
Yeah.
Let's see. Display setting.
Is it this one?
If you like pina coladas.
Spilled your pina colada? Bounty picks up spills quicker and is 2 times more absorbent than the leading ordinary brand.
If you like pina
Bounty, the quicker picker.
Won't somebody take me home? Take me home where I live, 'cause the heat is on. You see, I left my soul where it don't belong. Left my soul on the floor and it's cold as stone. Somebody take me home. Take me home where I live, 'cause the heat is on. You see, I left my soul where it don't belong. Left my soul on the floor and it's cold as stone. Left my soul on the floor and it's cold as stone.
We are fucking ravers. Dancing till we die. We are believers, shocking raver, a fucking great favor. Forever ravers, forever ravers, forever ravers.
Patrick Mahomes here to tell you Head & Shoulders is a great offense for your hair.
And I'm Troy Polamalu, Head &
We'll see. I'll play with it a little bit longer. See if my eyes start hurting. Yeah, dude, with 1440, the text seems to be smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you accept my wing invite?
Oh, you sent one?
Yeah.
Yo.
I didn't get anything, bro.
I'm
Oh,
back.
here we go.
Mm.
Oh, no, I didn't get anything. You didn't get anything. All right. Oh, here it is. I got it. I'm gonna go looking for some planets, dude.
I don't know what I want to play.
Oh my god, man.
Remember, you have to find low temperature diamond hotspots.
Yeah. So do we want to just search for planets and then go to that one, whoever gets the hotspot, or what?
Now there's a game I've been told to play.
Okay, let's see.
Called Elite
I'm gonna go outside the
Dangerous.
You have the scanner, right? Planetary scanner, where you shoot the little drones out.
Yeah.
Looks pretty freaking cool, but they said the
I'm gonna go to
learning
power
curve
play and
is
look
pretty
for
strong.
somewhere outside. I mean, I found a low temperature diamond hotspot, but it was one, and I don't think it's worth going there. Nope, no, I don't want to go there. Bye.
Let's watch a review.
Fuck me.
No, fuck you.
No, I got a headache.
Oh no, my friend. Well, you're playing VR?
No.
No. VR always gives me a headache.
Well, it depends what you're playing on VR.
Armor.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was playing The Forest at my friend's house, and it's not that his rig couldn't run it. It's because I was getting motion sickness from me, my character moving, but I didn't want him to move. You know, because the thing is like touch screen. It's like touchpads, so I'd like gently touch it, and then my guy would like walk 10 steps. I'm like, oh, stop doing that. I'm trying to grab shit virtually.
What's Raft?
Another survival game.
Oh, is it
okay,
that's the ocean one,
boat.
right?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that game. That game and the one where there's sharks and you hunt the survivor, the fucking swimmers.
Oh yeah. I seen that one.
Shark game. Like you guys ever play that Jaws Unleashed game?
No, but I've seen it.
Dude, that game's fucking fun.
I changed my HUD color, but I don't like it. I'm gonna change it back.
Dude, my guy is so heavy running with this fucking monster of a gun.
If I can grab this.
I saw 1917 BT dubs.
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy it as much as I loved watching Dunkirk. Even though it's World War II, Dunkirk is a much better film. Just overall.
I think it's more for the cinematography aspect of it, right?
Well, that's why I said film.
Yeah.
I know what you meant. You know what I did like about it? The music.
Oh yeah.
Music was really good, but that's kind of why I didn't like it. Also, at the same time, when you watch Dunkirk, a lot of it is silent until the battle happens, and then fucking terrifying, dude. Like the guys are walking around and stuff. It's quiet, and they're looking around, and then you just hear a fucking snap from a bullet. Oh, dude.
Oh.
I jumped in the theater. It scared me so bad. I was like super into it. and then you just hear that crack.
After many years of playing it on and off and not knowing what to make of it, the time has come to finally talk about Elite Dangerous. However, most of what you'll see here will be recent footage. The game has had changes over the years, and some of the old footage is different.
Excuse me, boy, but you violated the NAP.
So we'll move past all of that and talk about the game as a business. That will include the Horizons expansion. Usually I try to talk about the base game and the expansion separately, but this time it's so integrated that I don't know how to do it separately. It'll be easier than picking apart what's
Nah, he's German.
So
He's
let's get
speaking
started.
German.
Elite Dangerous is a space sim set about 1,300 years in the future. In this future, killing the innocent is okay as long as you pay a fine, and killing the less innocent or evil fine debtors gets you the money.
No, it was just so fucking.
You don't have to shoot people in the face because there are a lot of other things to do, and there is literally a lot of space to do it. Because the game takes place in the 1-to-1 scale of our galaxy. So if you want, you can go and visit any of the game's 400 billion star systems. According to the developers last April, the player base is mapped out about 0.036% of the galaxy. So if you're worried about not finding new things, there's still about 50,000 years or so to go. This universe is run by their server, so there's no offline mode. However, playing solo or in the MMO universe with other players will still affect the same galaxy. We'll talk more about that in a bit. For now, I want to focus on the presentation. Because visually, Elite looks great. It's hard to believe it came out back in 2014. The lighting, reflection, and shadows are really impressive. Seeing a star glare off your cockpit and shadows move across your dashboard is one thing. Seeing it happen across an entire planet's ice ring is quite another. Whether it's space phenomena, something man-made, or a little bit of both, the realism approach makes it all interesting to look at. This goes doubly for all the ships in the game. They've added a bunch over the years, so there's a large amount of variety. These ships are also hugely customizable. There are paint schemes, dashboard items, weapon colors, it really just goes on. Same goes for your rover or character if you want to make a space dark side fill or something. These are microtransactions, and unfortunately I think they fall on the steeper side. The good news is currently they're the only thing you can buy with money, no gameplay advantages, and you can earn the currency just by playing the game and never have to pay anything. But there is a weekly cap on it, so it might still take you a month just to get a paint skin. It is nice to have the option of just playing the game to get them, because most games don't do that now. It's a long lost fight. I guess this is fine. Beyond that, the level of detail these ships have is insane. These are the most detailed and gorgeous ships I've seen in a released game. Released game, don't you start.
You saw how white she
wonder what
was.
year that joke will actually
theater
age
was
in.
dark.
Anyway,
No, the
ships are cool,
film was
space is
really
weird, and
dark.
planets are planets.
Which
The
I
visuals
actually
set a
really
really
like.
high
Dr.
bar,
Alice
but
in the
here's
background.
the thing. The game
I kinda
sounds
wish I
even
saw it.
better.
I didn't know the film was available in 60mm before I watched it.
I think that's what I saw.
Damn. The lighting was probably better. It was a little dark.
IMAX, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, that would have been a better option.
Good shooting, Commander.
How do you guys find each other in that game?
You just, no, not really. There's a star map. It shows you where your friends are. You just join. A wing is like a party in this game.
This is one of the best sounding games I've ever played. The quality of the sound, the variety, the mixing of it, it's all just perfect.
If you're not,
like
you're
Italian chef kiss.
fucking up.
Wow, it has to be heard to be believed. Ships can range
Before
from
you buy
sound
it,
like a
though,
World War
you should
II
watch a
biplane to
review.
just
That way,
Star Wars.
like, you know
The menus have a
you're getting
shuddering
yourself
sound that
into, you
remind me
don't
of
waste your money or
Alien.
anything like
I've had
or
friends with VR
don't buy it
headsets tell me
because
that this
Andy's
game
gonna
becomes
stop playing it
transcendent
in,
with
like,
one.
a week.
And you know what? I can completely believe
I've been
that.
playing this game for
Elite
like
just
3
knocks
years
it out of
now.
the park when it comes to presentation. For whatever reason,
off and
I
on,
always feel like
baby.
I'm playing
Just
a Dead
like,
Space game.
Every other game.
Probably due to all the barren
Yeah, no.
planets, the orange holographic menus, the computer voice, and the evil companies. It could also be the terror from Beyond the
No Man's Sky?
Stars, but let's not go there yet. When it comes to the gameplay, one of the first things you'll likely do is adjust the controls.
No, I played that
It
game
is
like
easier
it
with
was my
flight
fucking
stick or HOTAS,
religion
but
for
I had
like
no
2
problem with
years,
the
and
mouse
then I
and
just
keyboard
stopped
too.
and I never
When
played
you
it.
see the controls menu as long as
I
the
jumped
CVS receipt,
on
you
it
might get
maybe like
worried,
another
but
2 or
it's
3
not too
times
bad.
just to like
They recently
try to
added
give
a
it a
bunch of
chance,
new
but I was
tools
like,
and
nope.
tutorials that you can
This
access
is
at any
bad.
time. This makes the learning curve not nearly as
It's kinda
daunting as a
like-
lot of other space sims.
the
Trust me, it can
internet
get
mode,
really
which
dull
doesn't
out there.
end, so
The game
it's
is easy and
I was
smooth
just
to
like,
control.
this has to end.
It mainly plays more like a space plane, so you'll be at home if you're used to
Can you
traditional
hear me?
flight games. You can also flip off controls to move exactly like a spaceship. Maintain fast momentum in one direction, but turn around to face another, like if you're being chased by somebody. Or you
Holy
just want
crap,
to gently
everybody.
float by
A
an
little bit
asteroid
outside
field scanning for
the
goodies,
bubble.
but don't want to
See-
keep flying through all of it. Flying is fun, and it's cool to see how different ships or even different parts can change the handling. Docking can be tricky if you're new to the
might-
game or just haven't
I
played
had
in
to
a long
jump a few
time.
times.
Then again, maybe you bought a
I don't
ship
know where
that's
you are,
much
but, like,
bigger and
just-
slower than you're used to. The same goes for Super Cruise traveling throughout a star system. I don't have footage of it, but when I first started the game years ago, I'd keep boomeranging around the system because I couldn't time it just right. I mean, yeah, you could keep it in the blue, but that takes forever. If you were tormented by this, they added an item earlier this year to help you with that. Just let the ship do it and look around at all the pretty sights. But you might have to wait in a queue if you do that. You have to remember, this is a British game developer.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah, don't use it if you know what you're doing. The ships have solid controls, and if they don't feel fast enough, just put more power in your engines. That's just on the move, because of course you go into still. Christ, what a dick.
Hey, let me drive. You almost hit that guy. We're fine. Don't worry about it. We just gotta find Mandalore, force him to let us be in his video, and then our careers will be smooth sailing. I'm telling you. He doesn't want us in the video, dude. Yes, he does. He just didn't tell me where he parked his spaceship. Oh, I'm sure. Shut up, Kid Creel.
There's an extensive amount of ship customizing when it comes to parts. Your ship can be set up as a warfighter, a miner, an explorer, or a jack of all trades. Anyone can lob a missile at you in space. It goes even deeper than that because each part might have different sizes and classes. You could put the best stuff on, but they might be heavier and need more power. One part might be cheaper and less efficient, but it's a lot lighter, so your ship is more maneuverable and can jump farther. What about weapons? Fixed ones are more reliable, but you have to maneuver carefully to line them up. So there's a consideration of putting on nothing but gimbaled weapons, which will automatically track your target. No more having to line them up all the time, right? Well, they might not hit as well, especially when the other ship starts electronically jamming them. So there's a lot to consider, and you can spend a long time planning out your ship build. Some ships can fit a fighter hangar, and you can have an NPC fly it, or fly it yourself. If you want to explore, do you want to bring rovers along to land on planets? How many should you have? It'll be a long trip, might want a repair module for our ship, and maybe a fuel scoop for going by stars, and it just spirals from there. You can fit a ship out for anything you want. Elite hopes you like this part. A lot. After all, this is a game I've played on and off. Not something I've sunk thousands of hours into, even though it looks like the kind of thing that I would. As open and do whatever you want the game claims to be, it still has too much of a stranglehold. Let me explain it with a few stories. On my most recent return to the game, I decided to start out by hauling cargo. It's a good moneymaker, and it's not that risky unless you take a dangerous mission or go into a bad part of town. So I did some cargo missions, which did not pay a lot, but was making way more than combat in the area did. Eventually I decided I would just sell whatever I wanted, but the market info was pathetic, only showing places I had docked at before and not all of them. In fact, there were barely any market search tools at all. EVE Online has had a tool like this forever, so it was odd to me that Elite didn't have anything like this, but as it turns out it does. There are multiple third-party tools on the internet for it, even for something as simple as buying a ship. I could search here, or dock in stations in-game with an economy that I think might have the ship I'm looking for. So I see some promising stuff, buy low, sell higher, and the trip is right next door. But I notice in the market some materials that sell really high in the same station, and apparently you need to mine them. Not good old laser mining either. It would be more complex to really move up. So I got a long-range exploration and mining ship. After exploring and nearly getting a pulsar fire, I found a nice system. I looked at the planets, probed some rings, and aha, the money spot. So I set course. When I got there, a local checked me out, player-based economy? As he came. Yeah. So I was free to do whatever. Then I had to scan the asteroids. They don't always change into an obvious color to tell you that they have what you're looking for, so it was something I had to learn. Then I found one with a fissure on it, which means there's something good inside, and I launched a special drone to see what else was in the rock. More fissures, so I had to launch seismic probes into them and also keep them balanced to make sure that the rock didn't blow up too much because I don't want to blow up everything inside of it. They're also on a timer, so I barely got out of range before it exploded. Now the rocks are free to be collected by the drones and mined by me. Near 200k a pop. 2 or 3 of those are an easy cargo run. I got more. No, it's just they're worth more than 200k. Much more.
There's only
so I went
one,
back, and while the drones were collecting up the money, I went back to that website. The station I went to was lowballing me. I had a better idea of what I was doing now.
But you can,
for reference, the missions in the area had been paying me a few $100,000, maybe a few million per run, which, you know, that was after expenses. Endgame ships are well worth over 100 million, so that all makes sense.
That they could fuck you up.
My second ever mining run,
especially people
went to
with
the station that paid
more
high
hardcore ships.
and made 170 million credits. What?
There's
I
a lot
remember
of
playing for weeks and weeks.
there's a lot of like
PvP
role playing in this game
Dimitri and bring him along.
when it comes to pirates. So pirates will pull you over. They'll say dump your cart. Like
yeah,
the guy
you
will
can
actually tell you
multi-crew
dump
your
your cargo if
spacecraft.
you want to live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
2 sets of eyes means a better chance of getting a promising asteroid. You could also be the gunner to loosen the
You have
diamonds
to,
while I maneuver to
you lose your cargo and then you have to rebuy your ship. Well, you don't. There's insurance, so like you don't have to rebuy the whole thing. So if you have like a, say maybe a $50 million ship, you'll pay maybe like $7 million,
we returned
$8 million
back to station
rebuy
ready to
everything,
get rich
all the
again.
modules
The test that I only sold some. The game decided he earned 5% of my income.
But I'd be
There's
like,
no give money button. Okay, where do I start?
Shut up, fly away.
All these factions, but how different are they?
Go into the asteroid belt. They can't chase us in there.
For a game that came out in 2015, it looks really good.
Permission granted to come inside me.
The Elite game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When the universe
Been
is
out
this
for a while.
big, a lot will have to be procedural. In fact, most is procedural. All the missions and writing, it's essentially Cleverbot. Names change, locations flip, but it becomes horribly familiar and
There's
quick.
even the whole, like,
Sometimes developers can hide this, but this is so blatant that there's no hiding it.
There's basically
In
a
order
business.
to complete your mission, you must choose
Somebody,
a
like,
reward. It'll
made
be
an
money or a
actual
material I
in
need
real
because
life
who
business
cares about
from
the
this
station?
game.
Go ahead and cross the
They're called the
universe.
fuel
It'll be the
rats.
same thing. There's
If you get
conflict
stuck
across the
somewhere,
universe, systems
you
change
run out of
hands,
fuel,
you could pledge your loyalty to any
you're pretty
of
much
them.
screwed
It
unless you
doesn't
self-destruct
matter.
your ship.
You can look at the huge map showing the giant three powers
or you could
fighting
just
for
call the fuel
control, and
rats.
I just
and
think
they'll
of one
pick
from
you up, and you just have to
1984.
pay
It
them.
doesn't matter who wins.
Damn.
It's all the same thing.
Dude, that's
They
awesome.
rule the galaxy. They create all the ship parts.
That's
they create
funny.
all the
I like that.
spaceships.
That's fucking
really what it
cool.
decides. Where you can
I actually
buy
had to
things, where you
save
can
this
sell
guy's
things.
ass yesterday.
Most stuff will be accepted everywhere,
He
but
got
there are
stuck.
some exceptions.
Oh.
I know a lot of missions in an
Like
MMO
Uber.
will have like some
You
fluff
did
text
Uber
that someone
rats.
skips through, but you can still read that if you want. It might be a little different depending on the faction. Might talk
was the
about
other
some
one,
stuff
Lyft?
going on in the world and not just say go collect
Yeah.
5 leaves or whatever it is. This
I
is
use that
nothing.
one.
The economy is improved,
use
or
that
the
also
big
have-
ball
they
of
also
nothing.
have the
Rank
fucking,
up and you can fly one of our ships, and
the
that's
carts
it.
that I
Now let me
use
be fair.
are the
EVE
carts, the
Online is
scooters.
also weaker here. But Faction Wars
I like
unlock all
Uber
sorts of
'cause
things beyond just ships.
there's like a
Even missions, which I
monthly
think are
fee you
some of
can
the
pay,
weakest parts in that game,
and
still
you get
look
free
like they're
delivery
written
on
by
all
a human
food,
being.
and you
Even
get like
follow-up
I
missions
think like
aren't just
25%
random.
discounted off.
You
of
have tools to
rides.
find the missions that they really put effort into the story. But
Fuck.
EVE is built around
Well,
player
I
interaction,
found
so
it.
this is all
Alex.
just background stuff, really. In Elite Dangerous, you're the background.
Yeah, I'm
If
looking
everyone
around.
stopped playing Elite right now, the wars would continue,
I was
systems
impressed
would
with it. I
still
was like,
change
wow.
hands, and everything would be
Thank
very
you.
business as usual.
Fucking
If
dude.
everyone trickled out of EVE until it was empty, any day now, honestly, the markets would just have NPC
Now I gotta
things, and the
travel
player structures would be
6,000 light
gone, and
seconds,
it's just
dude.
like no one was ever here.
5,000
That's the world of this
miles
game.
to see you.
You can fly a spaceship with multiple friends, but you can't decide how much money to split. We'll figure that out for you. Don't break the simulation. Well, he got his fair split. I just had to go up to him and tediously jettison out my cargo for him to scoop up. That alone is already a microcosm of my issues with it. Whenever I hear a story about some player doing something nuts in Elite Dangerous,
I knew
it's
he was
usually in spite of the game's mechanics. For example, let's say 3 powers are fighting in a community event, and each side has to bring a certain amount of materials to a station. The group might organize a blockade and do protection runs, and all this neat stuff for
I
other
could
players, but then
fly
the winner ends up being a completely different
5,000
faction.
light seconds.
The ones who went all solo and didn't have to deal with any of that and just ferried all their stuff over with no problem. Remember, always online, same universe. You have multiple ways of getting materials and resources and parts. Imagine if you can make your own ships or weapons, or maybe even like a space outpost or a mining colony on a planet. Something to leave a mark and a money sink that's not just your spaceship. What if you put out missions for other players to bring you materials? Build something together instead of for whoever this is. Your imagination can really run wild from here. But this is a game with no give friend money button. That's where we are. The big endgame grind is going to special engineers to upgrade your ship even more. This means collecting tons of different materials just to make your ship that much better at whatever it does. Space sims rarely have just the ship as a money sink. Even if it is, you usually get something like a great story or seeing your impact on the universe. They're also not so weirdly
Dude,
stingy about player
how do you
tools.
fucking-
I mean, imagine Mountain Blade, but you can only upgrade your character. You can't invest in your own enterprises or
Oh,
overthrow
God.
an area for yourself. You can't conspire with NPCs or have your army of underlings.
Okay,
It's
what is
not
this
that
5
bad,
on 5
but it came
shift
to
up
mind.
to 100?
The most interesting missions in Elite were the stuff I just came across, but those also got repetitive. It's a shame because you could have something cool happen out here.
Oh, wow. Oh, the fuck. Oh, the fuck.
I have another story. After my too close encounter, I wanted to find out more about the strange aliens called the Thargoids. I didn't want to look up a wiki or anything, so a friend just pointed me towards a certain nebula out in space. I hadn't been too far out of the bubble before, but I decided to give it a try. I avoided their ship sites, but I kept scanning planets until eventually I found something. I had zero idea what to expect, but I took the ship down. That was the point I realized that this was feeling more like a horror game. What is this Giger anthill out in the middle of nowhere? I could get closer.
How much money you at, Mason?
Well, I just upgraded my ship a lot to like, I don't know, like 10 mil.
Yours looks
What ship
pretty
you get?
freaking awesome.
The ASP Explorer.
Hell yeah, bro. Get that ass.
And off I went. A lot of Elite is mind-numbing traveling, but I
that
was
Asperger's
entranced at this
ship.
point. What was this for? Was there anything I could do here or was supposed to? When I moved down the
Penis
ridge and
hot
saw something moving,
It's not as bad
it was
as
genuinely
Asperger's.
scary, but also like an actual discovery.
I love me
The
some
map
good
showed
old
another player
dick,
had scanned this
dick,
place
dick.
out, but did he actually land down here? I don't know. What are these things? Wait, that one's coming towards me.
Oh, come on, dude. Fuck you. God, I
What
was
the
one
hell?
kill away from that fucking thing. You can summon like an EOD bot with a fucking 50 cal on it, and I have to kill people with that 30 times.
It's not hostile, but I'm still not
Oh
comfortable.
my god, this isn't even a ringed planet, you fucking lying bitch. Oh no, yeah it is.
I thought they might be
Literally, it's just
tending to the
loaded in.
strange organic structures outside the big
I was about to
anthill, but
fuck
I
you.
don't know. I ended up breaking one and collecting materials that I hadn't seen before. These things are like farmers, I guess. I had no clue. I scanned what I could and got ready to get out. But what were behind the doors? Would they like open up somehow if I made them mad? Well, they had free stuff lying around, so I grabbed that up to bring it on the ship. Oh, it's horrifically corrosive. Of course it is.
I got him in the face.
So much for that.
Here we go, I got
It
some
still
shit.
felt weird even when I left.
What'd you get?
While looking for mining sites later, I ended up finding another one. It looked similar, but
Branded
this
Red
planet was
isn't
near
doing too
pitch
bad
black.
either.
I found new
Branded
information,
Red
but the mystery was deepening. What is it
Oh,
all
no, no.
for? Why is it
This
here?
looks
Once again, the
pretty
planet was
freaking
marked,
cool.
but was I the first
Void,
one to
void,
land here?
void,
Could I be
here's
the only
some-
person to have
a
ever come? But then I realized that
diamond
someone left
hotspot.
all their garbage from a melty blood tournament
Lot of
here, so I
Grand
guess
Dead
not.
Rise, some Alpha
Anyway,
Grand
even though
Rise,
the ship was
and
built for exploration, I
avoid
ended up fighting a
Opal.
few of their scouts at one point. It was then I learned that their special breed of acid was also on their weapons, and I nearly died from the
Let me see
fight
how
until I
big
flew
the-
by a sun to burn it off. So that was a rough fight. When I
Oh,
reached
dude,
one of the
the
few
low temp
stations out
diamond
here,
hotspot's
fully aware of the
fairly
alien
decent
threat, it
size.
had all the same missions as the
What?
other stations. But I
Low
was
temp
back on the
diamond
trail of
hotspot's fairly
something.
decently sized.
I decided to brave one of the more dangerous signals I saw. I figured out that if I
I'm gonna go
jettisoned
hit
some of
that
the
up.
material I found in their worlds, that they would usually be okay with me. I just hadn't gone to their territory to try this.
So there's some Twitch thought who also has a she has a fans only.
Dude, that looks pretty freaking awesome. Imagine like discovering
Alright.
some.
I snatched up a probe I hadn't seen before and decided to leave the system entirely. You can be caught inside a system, but never moving between them. I thought that for a long time. I was wrong.
And she started to rant about how much
Oh my god.
how much she's not getting compensated by her followers, you know?
Yeah.
I post more content to my timeline than any other girl. I post minimum 5 times a day. So I feel like I'm not getting
Uh-oh.
for some of the pics and vids uploaded. Been doing this and making time for it while I've been pregnant.
She's pregnant?
Yeah. I'm just like, and she's, dude, these people paid for her fans only already, and she's like, I'm not gonna, it doesn't matter if you paid, like, I'm not gonna give you guys any content until you start buying shit off my wish list.
How about you buy your shit yourself?
I later learned that I'd
that shit
fulfilled
off the wish
basically
list
every
with the
criteria
money
for
that
them to
people
murder
pay
me,
you
but
already.
they didn't. Did I get points to them for sharing
there's a
resources?
fucking
Was
guy,
I
I
just
forgot his name,
lucky?
his
I
name is
have no
Birdman.
idea.
The
After ripping me
YouTuber
out
guy,
and
his name is
checking me
Birdman.
out, they just let me go.
And he has a series that's called
Maybe the probe
Women
was like
Live
an
on
IFF
Recruit
thing.
Mode.
Maybe it would open the door. And it did. And I was glad because I was
Like, going
constantly
through life
repairing
on
the ship,
Recruit
trying to keep
Mode,
the thing
and I
in
was like,
cargo
at first
hold
I was
since
like,
it was also
holy
a
that was
ship.
kind of
One
like,
of the
that
missions
was
I
kind
did
of
pick
funny.
up was
Mode
finding
is
4 rare
fucking
pieces of
great.
technology
Over
which
time,
were
you
inside
see
the
people
base.
and you're like,
I didn't know if I could even bring it
kinda.
back that far with the acid and all of that.
What do you mean,
but
kinda?
I picked it up
Who
anyway.
the fuck gets away with
The
that
aliens
kind of
feel
shit,
genuinely
you know?
alien.
Dude,
and for my
dudes
issues
can't
with
sell
it, I
free
don't know
pics.
if they would be as effective if it wasn't for the scale the game has.
Dude, you're-
I
Unless
still
they
think
find a
players
gross
desperately need more
audience.
tools and some additional money sink areas. You can do interesting things with the scale of this game as a
Yeah,
backdrop
like
to
my
it.
girl.
This ended up being anticlimactic, and I eventually found
Paulina?
out that I didn't
Yeah,
have
because
everything I
if
needed to make
fucking
something
if
happen.
Fancy
Still,
if
the game
Fancy
became captivating.
I'm still here.
picture of his fucking
I was
toe
excited to
penises
see just how
or
freaking
foot
what?
penises,
As
dude,
for
I
how
wouldn't
lucrative
be-
it was,
Like if you
the
send me
alien
pictures
mission only
of your
paid
fucking
$2
foot
million, the
penis,
price of a single rock I would find out in the field.
like all
The
10
alien
of them,
stuff I
and
found
then
is
you're-
mainly used for just killing
how much you got?
aliens.
I'm like,
And
what?
apparently whatever's been going on with
Gross.
them has been stagnant for a few years now. Apparently I was supposed to shoot all the aliens, so I'm a big dummy.
But
Man,
goddamn
elite
bodies
days.
That's actually,
Even
like,
now,
you know
I
what?
still get
Actually,
that early access feeling playing
your
this
right
game.
index
I always
is
think,
actually
wow,
pretty
it has so much
$2.
potential. Don't get me wrong, it's on sale for $7 right now, and that's well worth
gonna
it.
say,
If you like relaxed trucking games, then it's
I'm like,
also
bro,
a perfect
but
game for
fucking
that.
even
All the
Body
combat and
Soul
exploration
would come
mechanics
on
are
with like
fun,
sending
but
pics of
it's
like
just
the bruised
everything
up
else
Daniel
around it.
Kashi at
There are
beat
so
and
many
fucking
moments
beat.
of
Oh
greatness
my
in
God.
it. There's so
And
much
still
nothing.
dropping it
I
10
guess
bucks,
it's
you know?
hard because
Did
I
he-
want to like
was
this
he
game a
violent
lot more
towards
than I
her?
do.
Was it?
I
It's
still
not
like to play
Kashi,
it in
bro. My bad.
bursts
It
every
was
so
Daniel.
often.
Was it?
I'll
No.
keep an eye on
Who
it.
was it?
I'll keep seeing what the
Wait,
Yamix
what?
It was
says about
Kashi.
it.
Yeah. It was
Because I
Daniel
know I'll be
Kashi.
playing
He
it
was,
again, and I know that they're adding
the guy
characters
that
in the
married
near
her,
future, and
photography
that could be
guy,
a
right?
start of something really great. If you
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
genre,
yeah.
you might
Yeah, I
love
told
this
you the
game.
story, bro.
I just can't
Uh-uh.
get that into it
became drunk. Like he became a drunk.
This game could have a great
Like, he
future.
started, like, you know,
As for
abusing
Eve,
alcohol,
it's
and
not
then he
looking
fucking
so
became,
good.
like,
But that's another
physically
story.
violent against
There'll be
women.
some alien shooting games to make it
Who
fun.
did?
Daniel Kashi.
See you then.
Really?
That
Yeah, dude.
looks
He married
pretty
Marisol.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
and such.
Oh, and then Jordan sent me pics of Marisol.
It was never going to be a
She
3-hour.
looking good.
Yo, where they at?
Divorcee pics.
I've been doing this YouTube thing coming up on about a year now, and while I've referenced it numerous times, I've yet to do a video about Elite Dangerous, one of my favorite games of all time. There are a few reasons I haven't done a video. Elite is a massive, sprawling space simulation whose complexity makes discussing its quality as a game in a single video exceedingly difficult. Elite has also, since releasing in 2014, evolved and changed drastically. The Elite I played 5 years ago is nowhere near the Elite I played today, mostly. Of course, Elite's scope, while impressive, isn't necessarily unheard of. Cloud Imperium Games' Star Citizen is comparable and another work in progress, but I don't want to compare and contrast Elite with what might be its main competitor, at least not in this video. Instead, I'd like to compare and contrast Elite with itself, its imperfections with its awe-inspiring achievements, its beautiful mechanical intricacies with its labor-intensive idiosyncrasies. I want to talk about reasons I love Elite, and I want to talk about reasons I hate Elite, and because of its complexity, evaluating Elite also requires explaining how it works. So, to begin, we'll lay out what exactly Elite is. Developed and published by Frontier Developments, Elite Dangerous is a massively multiplayer space game that takes place across a recreated Milky Way galaxy containing 400 billion star systems, each explorable and some based on real-life data. In Elite, you're not a hero, you're not the chosen one. Instead, you're just one of many player-controlled commanders, and there's not much special about you. You're a pilot for hire in a galaxy full of war, mystery, and money to be made. The majority of your time will most likely be spent in the Bubble, a region of space inhabited by humanity and gradually expanding as warring factions jostle over territory. There's no single-player story, at least in the traditional sense. You exist and take part in a galaxy that evolves. Activities like repairing space stations or fighting off aliens have an effect on the galaxy, and some plot lines happen outside the scope of gameplay, political intrigue, or scientific discoveries. When you boot the game up for the first time, you appear in a space station with a minuscule amount of credits, the weakest vessel in the game, and a universe of possibilities. There are a few introductory tutorials, but once you're in the galaxy, there's no objective marker, destination, or reassuring voice instructing you what to do next. It's an unceremonious introduction that throws you against the learning curve you'll be scaling for hours. What you do in and outside the bubble is up to you. Perhaps you desire the life of an honest trader, hauling goods from one spaceport to the next. Maybe laser burns and shell casings are your thing. And maybe you catch yourself aimlessly adrift in the enormous galaxy map, marking points of interest, wondering what Bernard's Loop looks like close up, and considering just how long it would take you to get there. Of course, for the most part, Elite doesn't just allow you to do these things. Your starting ship, a Sidewinder, will get you from point A to point B, but to really flourish in the year 3305, you'll need better gear and eventually a better ship. And getting better ships with better gear not only means climbing that learning curve, but enduring a painfully slow grind. It's important to remember Elite's status as a simulator, that it's built on a foundation of being a somewhat reasonable, grounded sci-fi universe, and this simulation makes certain elements of Elite's grind grindier. Anywhere you go, anywhere you travel, is going to take time. In fact, traveling is most of what you'll do in Elite, just flying through space. Elite has 3 speeds by which you'll do this traveling: normal space, supercruise, and hyperspace. Normal space is what you'll fly around space stations and dogfight in. It's measured in meters per second and varies greatly from ship to ship. Hyperspace is what you'll use to fly between star systems, which lie light years apart, a light year being the distance light travels in a year. From a gameplay perspective, it's essentially a loading screen, if not at least a really cool loading screen. The area you see around you is known as Witch Space, a mysterious higher dimension of reality vessels use to cross massive sections of space. And yes, hyperspace is technically a place and not a speed, but just don't worry about that. Lastly, Supercruise is Elite's standard faster-than-light propulsion you'll use to travel inside and around individual star systems. All ships travel at the same speeds in Supercruise, measured anywhere from kilometers per second and all the way up to hundreds, even thousands of times the speed of light. Rather than light years, star systems are often measured in light seconds. seconds, the distance light travels in a second. Elite treats supercruise and normal space like two different places. Players in supercruise can't smash into players in normal space. Star systems are realistically scaled and simulated, celestial bodies hundreds and sometimes thousands of light seconds apart, all orbiting and spinning like they would in real life. Even if you're simply transporting cargo from one space station to another, expect a good amount of downtime. Massive objects like planets and stars make accelerating in supercruise slow, and as plotting as that can feel, the fact that star systems are realistically scaled makes it necessary. You may come across a star system with all its planets and space stations relatively close to each other, and in those instances, you may not need to get to speeds hundreds of times the speed of light to travel around. But space wasn't made for the convenience of humanity, and some star systems span across hundreds of thousands of light seconds, meaning you'll need to reach higher speeds in order to cross them. If you were able to accelerate to max speeds at any given time in supercruise, you'd uncontrollably jet across star systems without being able to slow down for your destination. I'll admit there were times I've even felt exasperated staring into Elite's massive expanses waiting for time to pass, and it's definitely annoying missing your target because you were going too fast or stopped paying attention. But Elite's scale and slow pacing isn't a downside, it's a requirement, and an appreciated one at that. Elite is a fascinating case study in the differences between taste and objective quality. It may not be a game for you, and that's obviously fine, but to achieve what Elite sets out to achieve, this scale is intrinsic, even if inconvenient. As much as I hate Elite stretches of boredom, I love its tangible sense of size, which the scale provides. Now, there are ways I think Frontier could streamline Elite's scale. For example, every time you warp into a star system, you appear just outside the system's biggest star. Most of the time, that star acts as the system's center. Space stations and the like orbit planets around that star. However, the biggest star isn't always the main star. There may be a smaller star thousands of light seconds away that, for whatever reason, happens to be where all the space stations and stuff are at, and traveling there takes a few minutes. If you ran Elite through a cost-benefit analysis, you'd find a constant problem is that costs often outweigh benefits. Economics is surprisingly a massive element to Elite as a game, and many of Elite's problems start with those economics breaking down. Space stations being minutes, in some extreme cases more than an hour, away from the system's main star is evidence. If you're, say, hauling cargo between space stations, sometimes the time it takes to travel larger distances isn't always offset by the benefit gained in the end. Why take a job that'll take forever when you could accept missions that may not pay as well, but end much faster, meaning you can more quickly move on to more missions and more money? I do believe Elite scale is necessary. Long flights are a part of the game that need to stay, but I've never thought these extreme cases of space stations taking 15 or 20 minutes to reach are necessary. Space stations have mission boards that list all kinds of different jobs, like hunting pirates or hauling cargo, but our cost-benefit analysis rears its ugly head here, too. Sure, you could accept this mission for just under 2 million credits, but you'll have to search for and kill 10 pirates. There are other more cost-effective ways you can profit from combat more quickly. This mission's an inefficient use of time. To be fair, jobs come with other optional rewards, like valuable resources. Optional rewards make missions more useful, specifically once you've put a few hours into Elite, and I appreciate the concept, but I feel there has to be a more creative, fun way to utilize these missions, as well as how these valuable resources are handed out. One great aspect of Elite's economy is that it remains untainted by microtransactions or any real money mechanics. Elite has microtransactions, but they're cosmetic only. Everything you purchase in Elite is purchased with in-game credits that you can only collect in-game. Everyone starts in the same place, and where you get to is up to you, keeping the integrity of Elite's economy and gameplay firm and authentic. You earn everything. So, once you decide what it is you want to do in the galaxy, you have to learn how to do it, and even with guides and tutorials, the best form of education is experience. The opening moments of your career as a commander are daunting. If you don't have a friend that can show you the ropes, you'll be spending a good chunk of time poring over online guides, Reddit threads, and forum posts. There will be trial and error, plenty of bumps and bruises marking your interstellar journey, but that process of learning how to make your own way in Elite is among the most enjoyable enjoyable and challenging learning curves I've ever experienced. You not only gain a better understanding of how Elite works as a game, but you'll feel yourself organically becoming a better pilot over time. A criticism I often see lobbed at Elite is that it lacks direction, it lacks defined goals, or that, quite simply, it lacks stuff to do. There's definitely some truth to this. Elite wants players to create their own goals, strive for whatever they consider necessary, what they consider fun, but there are times this feels futile. You can organize much of what Elite offers in 3 pillars: combat, trading, and exploration. You can profit off of each to some extent, and they all have different paces and styles of gameplay. Combat is active, exploration, my personal favorite, is far more relaxed, and trading is sort of in between. Each pillar requires different ships and different equipment. For traders, you'll need ships with more cargo space and longer jump ranges, and those looking for a fight will want stronger ships with stingy shields and hefty weapons. Whether you dive into Elite's world of trade or suit up for combat, the gameplay loop is pretty much the same. You do stuff to get credits and spend those credits on better equipment and ships in order to do bigger stuff and get more credits, and spend those credits on even bigger and better ships and equipment. I do wish there was something to break away from this mold. I don't want to say the sentence, "I wish there were more to do," because I think that would lead you to misinterpret what I'm trying to convey. Instead, I think a better sentence is, "I wish there were more to experience." Content that doesn't rely on hours of circular, repetitive gameplay. Through the years, Frontiers added quasi-endgame bosses and challenges of sorts that serve as long-term goals. Beagle Point, a star system more than 65,000 light-years away from Earth, is considered an achievement for any explorer able to reach it. Then there's the Thargoids, an alien species that made a surprise appearance a few years back, and for whom humanity has been fighting a war against ever since. Thargoids are notoriously difficult to kill. You'll most likely need a high-end vessel outfitted with the best equipment credits can buy, and a few fellow commanders crazy enough to try. Of course, in order to attempt these activities with any chance of success, we get back to Elite's harsh grind and cyclical gameplay. Elite has dozens of ships, all of which fly and feel differently. I've always found just how in-depth Elite ships are to be oddly underrated, and again, it's something Frontier has designed within the framework of simulation, of being plausible. Learning what all your ship stats mean both individually and collectively is, at first, totally overwhelming. Getting the basics down, though, isn't too tough, and knowing the basics is all you need to get started. No matter what you're flying, you'll have core internal compartments, optional internal compartments, and hard points. Core internal compartments are things like thrusters, armor, and your frame shift drive, which allows for jumps between star systems. These are elements every ship has. Optional internal compartments are things like cargo bays, shield generators, even fighter hangars with deployable fighters your friends can fly. Because these are optional, not all ships have access to the same optional compartments. All ships have a starting point, baseline vanilla stats you'll want to build on top of. As you're piecing your trusty vessel together, you'll find some ships are versatile and others more focused, rigid, and purpose. With hard points, which are your ship's weapons, core internal compartments, and optional internal compartments, you can really tweak and customize your ship's subclass. The Asp Explorer, for instance, is popular among explorers for its long jump range. Starting at a 13.12 light-year per jump maximum, you can improve that range up to and beyond distances of 45 light-years, which is what I have my Asp Explorer at right now. But the Asp Explorer also has plenty of optional internal compartments, so I could, plausibly, load up on cargo bays and turn my Asp, reverently named Faraday, more into a hauler than a jumper. Equipping cargo bays would decrease my jump range, but my ship would fit into another role, and if I ever wanted to switch back, I just need to unequip the cargo bays and go on my way. The Vulture, by comparison, is heavily combat-oriented. It doesn't have a lot of optional internal compartments. Using a Vulture to explore or trade is possible, but impractical. Your ship will need to reflect the business you've entered your commander into. It's good to think about ships as investments that provide returns over time. All ships are pretty expensive, specifically early on. As you gain enough capital, lower tier ships can produce relatively high returns. It all depends on how you're using them. Perhaps you occasionally find your life as a trader slow and you desire a little more action. After you've accumulated an adequate amount of credits, you could purchase purchase a mid to low tier ship, outfit it for combat, and go bounty hunting. If and when your ship gets destroyed, you pay an insurance fee to rebuild your ship. This means dangerous activities, like bounty hunting, come with the risk of paying to get your ship back, which can then cut into your profits as a bounty hunter. But with enough assets backing you up, the hit you take from dying is lessened because you died in a relatively cheap mid to low tier ship. Depending on how expensive the ship you purchased is, you can hunt for bounties in a low cost ship and reap the same profit you would had you purchased and outfitted a higher tier ship for combat. Evoking Jay-Z, your commander's not a businessman, you're a business, man. Elite's economy is imperfect, but it can also be beautifully complex. Star systems go through real-time ebbs and flows. Their economies rise and fall. You can fly through the galaxy map and view systems by different criteria, like what kind of star it is or what goods it produces. One filter is state, which shows the health of a system. Systems can be at war, going through famine, or experience large economic growth, called a boom state. Systems in a boom state are great opportunities for traders, and once you got your ship outfitted to haul goods, learning how to read this economy is incredibly satisfying. There's a term used throughout Elite's community, Homestar, and no, it's not a reference to an early 2000s internet cartoon. Because travel takes so much time, jobs that require less traveling, like mining or bounty hunting, can mostly be done within one system. Your home star is a star system that facilitates the amenities necessary for your commander to build wealth. For example, my home star was once a system called Iota Persei, a star system about 34.4 light years from Earth. Iota Persei houses a few ringed planets, and in these rings are resource extraction sites, where AI mining vessels scour the ring for minerals, and with these miners comes pirates looking for a quick shakedown. Walker City, a space station relatively close to Iota Persei's resource extraction sites, is equipped to rearm and repair ships after combat. So, after patrolling the resource extraction sites and finding and eliminating any pirates with bounties on their heads, all it takes is a quick trip back to Walker City to flip the bounties you've collected for credits and rearm and repair your ship for another round of bounty hunting. What's more is that if a pirate does get the better of you, you respawn at the closest space station to where you died, making Walker City extremely convenient. A good home star is a formula. In Iota Persei's case, a combination of resource extraction sites and a well-equipped space station within close proximity of those sites, all giving way to high profits over a relatively short amount of time. Not all space stations are well equipped, mind you. Some don't even have standard services like refueling and repairing. Finding your home star all depends on the business you've invested your commander into and looking through the galaxy map for signs of the kind of economy you need. This process is amazing, a simulated sci-fi business venture searching for lucrative markets across the bubble, which evolves and changes. And who knows, maybe you go on Frontier's forums or Elite's Reddit and read what other commanders have found. You ask around with other commanders about systems they've found and try them out for yourself. Word of mouth is a real legitimate tool. As you accumulate assets, your need for a centralized base of operations could subside. If you reach this point, Elite's Power Play mode could be a viable alternative to searching for fertile business ground. Power Play itself is about as complex as the rest of the game. It really is a game within a game. The bubble's different colors represents the galaxy's different human factions, showing what territory they've conquered and who they're competing with for more territory. You can pick a faction and join the effort, partaking in various missions in order to widen your faction's territory in the galaxy. All it takes to join a faction is to scroll through a menu and pick one. There aren't any matchmaking systems or waiting lobbies. I'm going to be transparent here. While I've put my fair share of hours into Elite, I haven't spent a single hour involved with Power Play, and since introducing Power Play in 2015, Frontier has continuously changed the way the mode works. This has made Power Play sort of infamous in Elite's community. Its complexity already makes it tough to talk about without playing it for an extended period of time. I just don't have enough experience playing to delve into and evaluate its nuances in any meaningful way. What I can discuss is Frontier's recent announcement that the team was looking into making Power Play open only. Here's what that means. In Elite, before you jump into the galaxy, you have 3 different options for play: open, solo, and private. Solo means you have the whole galaxy to yourself. There won't be any other player-controlled ships anywhere. Private is a galaxy that you can invite friends to, but random players don't exist. Open is the galaxy in all its random player glory. It's essentially a public server. You can invite friends to play with you, and you may encounter random players out in space. Player versus player can happen anywhere at any time, no matter how strong anyone's ship is. Now, power play is heavily a player versus player mode. As Frontier themselves said recently, power play is fundamentally about consensual player versus player conflict. We think that pretty much all of the systems and rules would benefit from being played out in open only, as it would dramatically increase the chance of meeting other pledged players and being able to directly affect the outcomes of power struggles. I don't have a dog in the fight here. If Frontier designed power play to be primarily a PvP mode, then that's fine, but the rest of Elite doesn't require PvP to work, let alone for it to be a good game. Solo and private servers are fantastic features Elite has and continues to benefit from, and they should always stay. Another late-game addition Frontier added not too long ago was the Engineers, enigmatic characters who can boost certain parts of your ship past what you're able to do with standard upgrades. The concept here is amazing. You do jobs for the Engineers, and in return they further modify your ship, pushing the limits of what's technologically and scientifically possible. There are other games with similar late-game mechanics, but Elite gives players reasons to overpower their ships, whether it's upgrading weapons in order to hunt down the aforementioned Thargoids, or boosting jump distance in order to reach stars that lie far outside what's possible for standard frameshift drives. Actually, working with the Engineers is complicated and ultimately kind of boring. To upgrade parts of your ship, Engineers need resources. You go out, find the resources, and craft the upgrades. To reach higher tiers of engineering, allowing for even more powerful upgrades, you'll need to deliver the required number of resources multiple times. As I mentioned earlier, Faraday has a max jump range of about 45 light years. To increase that, I need atypical disrupted wake echoes and chemical processors. Neither resource is something I can outright purchase, and while each resource is relatively common, all that's required to find them is just to fly around and, well, find them. Working with the Engineers, at least the ones I've worked with, is inactive, unchallenging. There's no real strategy or trick. It boils down to a simple, really long fetch quest. It doesn't feel like I'm assisting a brilliant engineer create technology that exists on the edge of known science at the peak of humanity's ability. There are whole guides, player-made maps even, on farming resources for engineers. I am fully aware Elite isn't the only game to have this issue, but I don't see commonality as an excuse. I enjoy and appreciate having a way to overpower my ships and make them feel truly unique. If engineer questlines for more active and dynamic experiences, less about fetching things and something more challenging, I'd much more look forward to doing them. If there's an area where Elite's dynamics really shine, it's dogfighting. Elite's firefights are difficult, chaotic, detailed, and deadly. On the right side of your ship, you have 3 columns which designate how you've distributed your ship's power between systems, engines, and weapons. While exploring or trading, you won't likely need to adjust this much at all. Throw power into engines and you're good to go. In combat, these 3 columns each matter, and how you distribute your power depends on your fighting style as well as the ship you fly. Putting power into engines raises the top speed your ship can reach and more quickly recharges boosts. Boosts aren't just temporary speed increases, but when used correctly, they can get you out of an enemy ship's weapon radius before they're able to fire at you. Putting power into systems means your shields recharge faster, and putting power into weapons allows you to shoot for longer periods of time before your weapons require a recharge. Dogfighting is a struggle for positioning. Your ship's scanner, the circle in the middle of your cockpit, gives you a reading of the objects around you as well as their position relative to you. The 2 lines pointing outward from the middle are your sight line. Combat is all about getting enemies in that sight line through whatever maneuvers you can muster and locking on with your weapons to fire. Whether it's flipping your ship around, moving vertically up and down, or flying in concentric circles while keeping your weapons pointed inward, combat is going to keep you moving, and it's not going to be a whole lot of straight lines. The blue bars on your speedometer represent where your ship's highest turn radius is relative to your current top speed. You'll want to set your speed in that area in order to get maximum maneuverability. maneuverability, and, if you're ever outmaneuvered, increase speed to get out of your enemy's sight lines. Turning Flight Assist off could help you evade attacks too. With Flight Assist off, your ship stops counterbalancing your movements. As pointed out on Elite's wiki, Sir Isaac Newton's first law of gravity is that an object in motion will stay in motion until acted upon by an external force. That's why when you throw a paper airplane, it slows down because of the air and gravity and stuff. But if you throw a paper airplane in space, it's going to fly forever, if not at least until it meets something that stops it. Likewise, with Flight Assist off, your ship will twist and spin and refrain from counterbalancing your input. Along with boosting, this makes your ship far more maneuverable than it is normally. You can cut sharper corners, fly in one direction while facing another, and by turning Flight Assist on again, switch directions faster. Learning to better control your ship without Flight Assist opens new free-form combat maneuvers that, more than anything, require player skill in order to be effective.
Holy shit, this guy
ships
looks
have
like
different
he's...
combat capabilities, from base hull strength to different amounts and placements of hard points. The more you fight, the more you learn which ships are tougher to fight, and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and, perhaps most importantly, where their blind spots are. The Vulture, for instance, has 2 front-facing hard points, combining into a solid punch for anything that stands in its way. Of course, this means the Vulture has to face enemies to shoot them, which isn't true for every ship. Top-of-the-line vessels like the Anaconda not only have more hard points, but some of its hard points sit on top of the ship, meaning weapons can hit targets above the ship as well as in front of it. Weapons themselves come in a multitude of forms, from continuous lasers to pulse lasers and even tried-and-true bullet-tossing Gatling guns. Weapons come in different sizes and different orientations too. Gimbaled weapons will automatically follow your target as long as you're in your sight line, while static weapons only fire forward. How you fly in combat matters as much as what your enemy is flying. You'll want to engage and stay in a ship's blind spot, as well as become acquainted with the maneuverability of Elite's various ships and where their blind spots are. Remember the Vulture's limited sight lines? Well, the Vulture is also known for being relatively maneuverable. In the hands of a capable pilot, the Vulture's front-facing hardpoints are harder to evade than you might think. The dynamics in play with Elite's combat are astounding. Between ship type, weapon type, equipment, and player skill, it's a system that emphasizes experience, requiring a combination of technical skill and knowledge to master. For the most part, you'll be fighting other ships in asteroid fields in open space, which is fine, combat works there, but I'd love fights facilitated around space stations or just above the surface of planets. Elite's combat is amazing, it's incredible, but it lacks a substantial variety of setting. When you think about grand sci-fi space battles, there's all kinds of stuff going on, obstacles, debris, and other ships. If I ever had to fly and fight inside something a la Star Wars, I don't know if I'd ever play another video game for the rest of my life. Elite's combat and flight mechanics are, I think, tuned to the point that those things are possible. I just wish they were facilitated. I do notice, specifically while flying through asteroid fields, that Elite does stutter and has trouble keeping everything that's moving on screen move smoothly. I'll be honest, I don't know if it has to do with my VR setup, my PC, or some kind of optimization issue, so maybe it's something Frontier has tried and just doesn't have fine-tuned enough yet for inclusion into the game.
It is Frontier. They do have
the element that first hooked me to the game, but what eventually became by far my favorite aspect of Elite is also the least active: exploration. Sometimes when I explain amongst friends why Elite's exploration is so appealing to me, I feel as if I'm defending it as a game mode, because there's not much to do once you leave the bubble. You jump between star systems and see what you find, the vast majority probably filled with lifeless planets and moons. Once you're a good distance outside the bubble, there aren't space stations, battles, or territories. It's just space, the untamed cosmic wild. You'll need a fuel scoop to refuel your ship and make sure the jump routes you plot in the galaxy include star types that you can scoop. All scooping involves is flying close to a star in supercruise. It can be dangerous when done incorrectly since you're right next to a gigantic superheated ball of plasma, but keep your distance, fly slowly, and you'll be unharmed. Most stars in the galaxy are scoopable, so it's not too difficult to find fuel when you need it. What I find so enjoyable about exploration isn't the gameplay. There's not a whole lot to do to begin with. No, what appeals to me is Elite's scale. There's such a vast separation from the rest of Elite and its its players when you're thousands of light years removed from the bubble. When you're driving an SRV around a random planet in the middle of some secluded nebula with a fellow commander. No worry, no care in the world. You feel as though you have the whole galaxy to yourself. You may be the first player to step foot on an entire planet, and you could very well be the last. And yet, at the same time, Elite's isolation also comes with a strange connectivity. Exploring is time-consuming. It takes hours to jump long distances, even with high-end frameshift drives, but the places you go are places other players can go too. Every planet and star and nebula exists in everyone's game. Yes, planets in Elite are mostly just rock, though you'll find plant life and other natural phenomena here and there. Through the years, Elite has filled some parts of the galaxy with stuff to find, mysterious ruins and odd alien plant life, and there's rumors that more is hiding out there somewhere. And really, I wouldn't want Frontier to fill a galaxy with tons of stuff in the first place. Again, space isn't a domain made for humanity. Elite should reflect this. The challenge of exploration should be enduring hours of jumps and stars, seeing what you can find, and maybe stumbling across a massive mountain that overlooks a planet's surface. You land, put your feet up, and know that you got there. You conquered a distance some would never dream of taking on. And there is risk in exploration. Remember, when you die, you respawn at the closest space station, and there aren't very many space stations hundreds of light years away from the bubble, let alone thousands of light years. Die once and you're back where you started. There's a tinge of danger, of peril. If and when you run across high-gravity planets, do you chance landing on them or steer away? Getting to know the Milky Way and its architecture is such a joy. If you want to travel somewhere that's either above or below the galaxy's plane, you'll need to be ready for star density to drop. The farther from the galactic plane you get, the fewer stars there are, and fewer stars means fewer places to refuel and fewer destinations to jump to, making plotting your course a bit trickier. Elite's Milky Way is magnificent, mapped to some extent after the real Milky Way. You'll find actual stars, nebulae, and other objects humanity knows exist. You can find and travel to famous stars such as VOI Canis Majoris or Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse being a star you can see in the night sky with the naked eye. Soon after astronomers discovered the TRAPPIST-1 star system, an actual real-life star system with 7 Earth-sized planets about 40 light years away from Earth, Frontier put the system in the game, and you can go check it out if you want. Your skybox changes relative to where you are in the galaxy. Each star you see around you is a star on the galaxy map. There aren't any fillers. Fly toward a nebula and it'll eventually dominate a portion of space, giving a glow to the emptiness around you. There's more work to be done on the galaxy, there's no denying that. A quick flight through the galaxy map and you'll quickly begin to spot the same 4 or 5 nebula models. Some nebulas, like Bernard's Loop or the Pleiades, are modeled after what they look like in real life. Replacing the placeholder models is high on my list of things I'd like Frontier to change about the galaxy, though they've certainly been making strides over the past few years.
Okay, I see.
My list for Elite, of course, extends beyond exploration. There are numerous tweaks Frontier could make that would go a long way in improving Elite. I could carry on forever with miscellaneous structural and gameplay changes I'd want to see. Like, why can't I see a space station's inventory before landing there? Inventories from station to station are different, which is fine and realistic, but if I'm searching for a specific part, why can't I look it up in a digital space Amazon, compare prices and distances, and choose? Also, right now, I can go online, customize a car, compare prices, and make a purchase. It would be a huge help to have something similar in Elite, where I can look up a ship, outfit it with various gadgets and equipment, and decide if I want to purchase it after seeing the full price. Elite's come a long way, and it has yet a long way to go. Being able to walk around on your ship and fly through planets that have atmospheres are big additions players have wanted since the game launched. Frontier recently said Elite's next big update wouldn't be ready until the latter part of 2020, saying that update, whatever it is, would be a defining moment in the history of the game and the biggest update yet. I love Elite Dangerous, even if there are things I also hate about it. It's a game unlike any other, and while problems persist, some extremely annoying, I've loved the time I put into it, and I tend to have an optimistic outlook for its future moving forward. In any case, I've got 27 units of tech that needs hauling over to Tanner City in V886 Centauri, so I can't talk much more. I'll see you around, perhaps somewhere out in the galactic vastness of our own Milky Way.
Cool. Let's see, what else?
Detonation failed. What? So what if it fails? Then what? Adonis.
What's up, pal?
What if my detonation fails?
You can retry it.
You have to retry it, yeah. Because you have to make sure you get that optimal sweet spot, bro. So I'd say experiment with how strong you're shooting,
cool.
You know how strong the charge is in a given, strength category. So the thing about it is, I'm telling you, man, the sweet spot for me has always been 2 highs at full pressure, like at full charge, and then 1 low at full charge.
I only have 2 Fishers left, dude.
Ah, fuck. What are they? Average, low?
Low and high.
Well, you know
I
what?
guess I might as well hit them both high and see
I'm
what
gonna get
happens.
off.
Well, hit the high.
Do some
first.
research on
No,
that
I
game.
guess not,
Probably
actually.
download it tomorrow.
Damn, I don't know, man.
We'll play it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you'll even
Have
get
a
the
good one,
option.
guys.
Do you know how to?
The end of the stream is now.
Do you know how you
See
can
you
actually
later.
detonate bombs?